Well, hello boys and girls. It is really good to be back with you again for one of our assemblies. So welcome, whether you're in reception, year 1 or year 2 or even year 3. It is great to be back with you. Hope you remember our story from last week. Remember our story, and Billy the Bulldog helped us tell the story about 4 friends and a man who couldn't walk, and the things that Jesus did and the things that Jesus said, and how special it was as we think about this big question, who is Jesus? That we found out that Jesus is not just able to make people well, but he has the power and authority to even forgive people their sins. And we think that Jesus was actually saying his power and authority comes from God, and Jesus, is God with us. Amazing that, isn't it? Well, today we've got another story to tell, so I hope you're excited and ready to listen. And I brought along another friend to help me tell the story. Now, you might remember Billy the Bulldog was a bit shy. This friend isn't a bit shy. This friend is called Tilly. And Tilly's going to come and say hello to all the boys and girls. Go on, Tilly, say hello. Hey, there she is. Look at her. She's so clever, she can wave with all her paws, and she can say hello, and she loves to flap her ears around. Really well done, Tilly. Well, Tilly, listen, we've got a good story to tell today, haven't we? Yes, we have, I know. Got a good story to tell to the boys and girls, and I hope they're ready to listen. Tilly, will you help me tell a story? Good. I think it's one of your favourites. That's right. It's the one about the boat and a big storm. Well, here we go, children. What was going on here was Jesus had been speaking to a lot of people over the course of the day, and they'd all been sent home because it was getting late and it was getting quite dark. And Jesus said to his followers, his closest followers, he said, "Hey boys, listen, why don't we get on the boat and go to the other side of the lake? And in the morning, we can go and see some other people." That's right, Tilly, wasn't it? Yeah. So that's what they did. They got on the boat. Jesus said, "Let's go over the other side." And a few other boats came and followed him. Now, Jesus was very tired, wasn't he, Tilly? What do you do when you're tired? I know, you like to go to sleep like this, don't you? I know. Well, Jesus was very tired. And he fell fast asleep on the back of the boat. He put a cushion down for his head, and then he fell asleep. Well, during the course of the night, there was suddenly a great big storm. I know, it was a terrible storm. The wind got really fierce and strong, and the waves got bigger and bigger. And Tilly, the water was coming into the boat, wasn't it? It was all over the place. Oh dear. And the disciples were soaked. I know. Well, they started to get very frightened. That's right. They actually thought that the boat might sink and they might drown. And no matter what they did, they couldn't stop the water coming in. And guess what, Tilly? Do you know where Jesus was? Where was he? He was. He was still in the back of the boat, fast asleep. He must have been really tired, mustn't he? Well, the disciples thought, we've got to do something about this. And they went to the back of the boat and they shouted, "Jesus, wake up, wake up. Don't you care if we drown?" Jesus woke up. I know. He wasn't pleased, was he? No, I know. Well, he woke up, stood up, and he did something quite amazing, didn't he? Jesus said to the wind and to the waves, quiet, be still. And you know what happened, boys and girls? When Jesus spoke, the wind stopped straight away. And guess what else happened? Not only did the wind stop straight away, the waves immediately stopped as well. And the whole sea was calm and still. Tilly, that is quite amazing, isn't it? And Jesus wanted to say to his disciples, and he actually said, hey, why were you so frightened? Did you not have any faith in me? Did you not trust me? Didn't I say we were going to go over to the other side of the lake? And Jesus wanted to challenge them, didn't he? Whether they really understood who Jesus was and what power and authority Jesus had. The disciples were terrified. They were really, really frightened at this point, and they looked at each other and they said to one another, who is this man? Even the wind and the waves obey him. That is quite amazing, isn't it? Jesus, who is he? So we're asking those questions in our assembly, and the first people who met Jesus all those hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago, they kept asking the same questions. Who is he? And Jesus said something by his actions. Jesus is someone who has got power and authority over nature. Wow. Not only can Jesus make people well, not only can Jesus forgive sins, but Jesus has got power and authority over nature. And so those first followers of Jesus were finding something more out about who Jesus really is. And we're going to carry on doing that next week. We'll have another story for you next week, and we'll find something more out about who is Jesus. And we'll also begin to start thinking about, I wonder why he came from heaven to this earth. Isn't that right, Tilly? Well, thank you, boys and girls. I think you've listened brilliantly well again today. So thank you for joining us for our assemblies. I hope you've enjoyed meeting Tilly, and maybe next week we'll have another friend who we can bring along to meet you as well. Tilly, are you going to wave to the boys and girls? Oh, stop showing off waving with your ears and all your paws. I know you are very, very clever. Bye bye, boys and girls. Great to see you. Have a lovely day and have a lovely time learning and playing together. Bye now.